In December 1941. The snow-covered plains west of Moscow are a frozen graveyard for the German Sixth Army. The enemy is not just Soviet bullets, but the Russian winter itself. Temperatures plunge to -40. Summer uniforms are useless. Rifles burn like ice. Tanks and trucks freeze solid, engines dead, horses collapse in the snow. Soldiers huddle in shallow trenches, burning anything for warmth, hunger gnawing at their resolve. The dream of a parade through Red Square is replaced by a desperate struggle for survival. Frostbite ravages hands and feet, food and fuel run out. The once mighty army is undone not by battle, but by the relentless cold. Each gust of wind saps strength and hope. This is not a unique story. History is littered with armies humbled by winter. The cold is the great equalizer, the unseen enemy of war. Its lessons are harsh but universal. Never underestimate the environment. The first rule of survival is simple. Respect the power of the cold. The battlefield is silent, save for the wind and the slow, steady toll of winter. The soldier's greatest enemy is the season itself. The story begins here, in the endless white. Winter's arsenal is subtle but deadly. The cold attacks the body, hypothermia clouds the mind, frostbite destroys flesh, logistics collapse, roads vanish under snow, rivers freeze, fuel thickens, engines die, weapons jam, vehicles stall, supplies can't reach the front. Without shelter, even sleep becomes dangerous. Exposure is a constant threat. Digging into frozen ground is exhausting. Tents offer little protection. The search for warmth and safety drains morale. Winter also wages war on the mind. Days shrink, nights stretch endlessly, and the world turns to grey. Hunger, cold, and the loss of comrades erode discipline and hope. The will to fight fades, replaced by the desperate need for warmth. Survival is as much mental as physical. Prepare your mind for hardship. Resilience is your best defence. The cold is patient, waiting for weakness. Armies that fail to adapt are defeated before a shot is fired. The lesson: survival demands preparation, adaptation, and mental strength. Winter's weapons are everywhere, and they spare no one. The battlefield is as much in the mind as in the snow. Only those who respect the cold endure. The unseen enemy is always waiting. Be ready. Summer 1812. Napoleon's Grande Armée, over 500,000 strong, invades Russia. The Russians retreat, burning everything, leaving nothing for the invaders. By September, Napoleon reaches a deserted, burning Moscow. No surrender, only emptiness. As winter arrives, the retreat begins. The cold is merciless. Soldiers in summer uniforms freeze by the thousands. Horses die, cannons are abandoned, the army becomes a desperate column in the snow. Russian Cossacks strike from the blizzards, adding terror to misery. Discipline collapses. Survival becomes every man for himself. The road home is littered with frozen bodies and shattered dreams. Of 500,000, fewer than 100,000 return. Napoleon is defeated not by battle, but by distance, hunger, and winter. The lesson in winter: plan for the worst. Supplies, shelter, and endurance. The cold is the true conqueror. Never underestimate the journey. November 1939, the Soviet Union invades Finland, expecting an easy victory. The Finns, masters of their land and winter, fight back with cunning and skill. Soviet tanks are trapped on narrow roads, Finns on skis strike from the forests, then vanish. Motti tactics isolate and destroy Soviet columns. Soviet soldiers, poorly equipped for the cold, become easy targets. Finnish snipers and guerrillas turn snow and trees into weapons. The Red Army's morale shatters under relentless cold and invisible enemies. Though Finland loses territory, the Soviets pay a staggering price. The lesson: know your environment, adapt, and use it to your advantage. In winter, adaptability is survival. June 1941, Operation Barbarossa. German armies surge into Russia, confident of victory. Autumn mud slows them, then winter strikes. Ill-equipped, the Germans face -40 degrees with no winter gear. Frostbite and cold kill more than bullets. Engines freeze, weapons jam, and the blitzkrieg grinds to a halt. The Soviets, prepared for winter, counterattack with fresh troops and warm clothing. The myth of German invincibility shatters in the snow. The lesson: technology and training mean nothing if your equipment fails in the cold. Prepare for the environment or be defeated by it. The cold is the ultimate test. Only the prepared survive. Winter chooses no favourites. December 1944. Hitler's last gamble. The Battle of the Bulge. German tanks attack through the snowy Ardennes, catching the Allies off guard. The weather is brutal: snow, fog, and freezing cold. American troops, unprepared, struggle to survive in foxholes and forests. Weapons freeze, frostbite spreads, and confusion reigns. The weather helps the Germans at first, grounding Allied planes, but it also bogs down German tanks and supply lines. When the skies clear, Allied air power turns the tide. The lesson: winter's advantage is fleeting. Conditions change fast. Always have a backup plan. In winter, fortune favours the flexible. Winter's greatest battle is fought in the mind. Endless cold, darkness and monotony erode morale and discipline. The struggle for warmth and food overshadows all else. Small comforts become precious. Hope is hard to find. Leaders must fight despair, keep routines, and maintain unity. Death by cold is anonymous and demoralizing. Apathy and resignation are the cold's final weapons. Survival demands mental discipline, focus on small tasks, support each other. Armies that hold together endure. Those that don't perish. Your mind is your strongest survival tool. The lessons of winter warfare apply at home. Layer clothing, don't rely on a single coat. Prepare for supply disruptions. Stock food, water and fuel. Have backup heat sources, wood stoves, propane heaters. Consolidate shelter. Gather in one well-insulated room to conserve heat. Block drafts, use blankets and focus resources. Psychological resilience matters. Maintain routines, assign tasks, check on neighbours. Community and discipline turn crisis into challenge. Learn from history. Prepare, adapt and respect the cold. The unseen enemy is always waiting. Knowledge and preparation are your best defence. Face winter with confidence, not fear. Survival is a shared effort. History proves winter is a ruthless, impartial foe. It humbles the mighty and exposes the unprepared. The stories of Napoleon, the Germans and the Finns are warnings and guides. Adaptation, not strength, is the key to survival. The Finns allied with winter, others fell to it. Today, technology tempts us to forget nature's power. But every blizzard and ice storm is a reminder. Prepare with layers, supplies, backup heat and mental discipline. Teach these lessons. Pass on the wisdom of the past. Winter will always return. We cannot defeat it, but we can endure. In survival, we find respect for the wild. The cold is always watching. Be ready. As the last snow settles, your journey through history's harshest winters doesn't have to end here. If these tales of endurance inspired you, don't march alone. Subscribe and become part of our resilient community. Visual animated mittens clap together, transforming into the channel's logo. A frosty subscribe button pulses invitingly. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay prepared for every storm, past, present and future. Together we conquer the cold. See you on the next expedition.